Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of the Hisxhers podcast. I'm David Cisneros here with my beautiful co-host, also my wife.
Wait, hold up. I'm a co-host?
We are hosting...
We are hostesses up in this piece.
Co-hostess?
What's up, you guys? It's Nikki Glamour.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard of me, I know you guys are all here for David.
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
Welcome back. Episode 6. Oh my gosh.
6 weeks we've been doing
I
it.
am so proud of us.
Me too.
Like, high five, but really quiet, though. Because it's in their ear.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I knew you were... See how you were like really ready to come at me full force. I already know your high fives. Your high fives are very, like, full force.
They're not that bad. So
I hope you guys had a great week. Or weekend. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry about last week. I know we were a little bit late getting it up, but we were having technical issues. Wasn't that we forgot. It was just a long-ass episode, and so it took forever to export it and upload it. Big files.
Yeah.
So...
like, literally no excuse. I was having the worst anxiety trying to get that episode up.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted you guys to hear it so bad.
Yeah.
We spent so much time editing it. It was such a good episode. If you guys haven't checked out our last episode, please do. We really had a lot of fun. But yes, it was a huge file and it took us forever to get it up. But I'm glad we finally got it up a day and a half later. Yeah. And every single second was so awful.
We were hustling, man, trying to get it up.
We filmed early and everything.
Yeah, I don't...
But, you know, sometimes that happens, and that's what I was trying to tell David. Me being in this game for so long, that's why. You remember in the beginning of this when I said that it's really hard to stick to a strenuous schedule and, like, you know, consistency? And it's not because of the work ethic. It's because technology does fail you in the most inopportune times. And then you get your entire project done, and then all of a sudden the file's corrupted. It can't export. It won't, like, the file's too big. YouTube is acting. Like, there are so many different components. If any of them fail you, like, you're done skis.
What is the hardest part about being a YouTuber for you?
The hardest part? There's not just one.
The hardest part of the job. I know, but what's the hardest part of the job for you?
The hardest part of the job for me personally is the possibility of disappointing my glamazons because of stuff like that. That is the hardest part. You have seen me spiral anytime I have, especially because, like, my story times can be upwards of almost an hour too. Yeah. And you've seen how weird things, me and technology, we don't mix, we don't mesh. The weirdest things will happen. And so that is the hardest part where, like, I'm like, I don't even know how to explain this. Does this even happen to anybody? No. Well, it happened to me. And you'll come home and be like, babe, I've literally never seen this. And then you press 2 buttons and it fixes. So that's the hardest part, is that if I don't have, like, you around as my IT, or if anything happens that stops me from putting out the quality work and the quality content that I want to put out in a timely manner, if it stops me from doing my thing, like, it will mess up my whole mood. You know that. You have been, unfortunately, around when my whole mood is just fucked all the way up.
That's understandable, though, because you put all this work in, and you do all this editing, and either the computer will take a shit on you in the middle of your editing, you get to the end, and it just goes, and then you're fucked. Yeah. Or you're having problems exporting it. And honestly, I think a big problem is Final Cut.
It is not. We be fighting about whether or not to use Final Cut or Premiere. Yeah. I know that Premiere, you can get a lot more in depth with customization. I get that. But at the end of the day, Final Cut, I know it like the back of my hand. I can do it literally with my eyes closed. And it helps me get my content out in a timely fashion to my glamazons right now. Learning a whole new, like, I
feel like Final Cut will even eke into the actual computer itself sometimes. And I'll be like, I don't know why everything's wiped off the computer now, but it was fine up until we had Final Cut open.
I've heard Premiere doing the same thing, but like I said, I'm willing to commit an entire weekend coming up to learning the Premiere application, and so that you and I can both work on there. If you so believe that it is so much more superior than Final Cut. I went from iMovie and I upgraded to Final Cut. Yeah. You know, I'm making my way through these things. I have earned my badges. You are just trying to, I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
You think I'm trying to upset the apple cart?
Yeah, I guess.
Nah, not at all.
But yeah, so that's
I don't know what it is with our luck with it that I don't
know, but that's our long-winded explanation as to why we was late.
Yeah, I mean,
So sorry, you guys, but we hope you guys had a fantastic weekend nonetheless.
What did you do today?
So today has been so tiring. Like right now, I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
And I would not think that this task would be that exhausting. But we are currently potty training our 2-year-old son. And it has been, today was the first day. Okay.
It's
and
like
it's been a
having a
roller
puppy
coaster. It really is like having a puppy
that could talk back to you.
and say, no, no, no.
Yeah.
So he gets the concept, but I think, obviously a transition from a pamper to going to, pee in a potty is so vast. It's so different. So I am trying my best to have like patience and work with him through it. It is the first day. So he had many, many accidents, and we cleaned up many, many pee spills.
About to have his bed like on Big Daddy when he just puts all the newspapers on his bed. I'm about to do that to him. About to just make him sleep on some newspapers.
Spill, remember when he like spilled the milk and he did the same? Like every spill, he was just putting newspaper over it. I was like, that is so disgusting. Like with the milk though, like could you imagine the
milk? I can't do it. Like if I smell mold or anything like that,
I know you were like the worst person to clean out a fridge with because you can't hang.
No, but I have such a weak sense of smell.
Yeah, you really do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's David really can't.
Or no, it's really strong. Anything. But yeah. If I smell something disgusting, I can't do it. Mm-mm. Like I could watch stuff, like I won't.
You will literally. David is the type of person that he can watch a surgery or like when you go into a doctor's office and you get your blood drawn or anything like that where you're getting something done to you that doesn't require like you being out. Yeah, there are 2 types of people in this world. People like David who will look that shit straight in the eye and literally need to watch the needle entering their physical being.
Yeah, I have to watch.
And then there are people like me where I go like this because I
don't know how you do that.
I just can't. If I look away, my mind can take over and I can convince myself it's not going to hurt. But if I see it coming towards me, in my mind, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this shit's going to hurt.
I feel like if I'm not looking, then I'm going to be surprised, and I don't like that.
No, I like that.
So I would rather see it like,
hell no.
Like, come on.
I cannot see it like,
bring it,
because I'm going to be like, nah, bitch, you know what I mean? And it's so, my
that.
Veins are hard to get, so I have trauma with that. But yeah, I go like this. I cannot see a needle entering my skin. I don't have a problem with needles. I just can't see it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like if I go get blood drawn, I gotta like watch it.
Yeah, David has watched it, and like there have been times when David has gotten his knee drained before, and it is a huge needle that they use. I could not even watch that enter my husband's knee for literally that second that the doctor was inserting it. I just kind of like looked away. And the whole time, David is just straight up like looking at dead ass, like, let me see where you putting that shit.
You can't even watch somebody get a paper cut like on a movie or something.
No, I don't like it. I just don't like that part. I don't have a problem with blood. I don't have a problem with it's the puncture. It's the I don't know what it is. It's that like that like.
That
it just really bothers
me. I have to watch it.
It just really bothers me. So
I have to look at it though.
But yeah, we've been potty training today. So today was really stressful because of that.
While in between doing that, I did get a chance to watch Ancient Aliens.
We did.
Which, by the way, if I gotta say, I feel like I've seen 1,000 episodes of Ancient Aliens, and it feels like there's always new episodes that are coming up that I have never seen.
That's so true.
And they're like old episodes. I'm like, where the fuck did these episodes come from?
The aliens put it there.
So then I gotta watch them. You know what one of the theories was that I was watching today? So they were thinking that aliens came to Earth to mine gold.
I overheard that.
Because they think gold, gold has a lot of attributes and properties to it that are really good. Like it doesn't corrode, it doesn't like absorb heat like from the sun. So they're thinking aliens are mining it to take it back to their planet to protect their atmosphere.
Wow.
Or whatever. So it's a great conductor for electricity. It's like the best.
I'm sorry. Am I supposed to sit here while you nerd out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
All right.
Because trust me.
I love this about you, but I'm the same way. I'm so into it.
Oh no.
We be nerding out so much.
But I just be laughing because I'm thinking about these ancient aliens, with gold, and like, oh man, you do all kinds of shit with this. It's good for electricity. It protect your planet. Like this shit is tight.
Yeah.
Like humans were like, I'm just gonna put it on my head.
Yeah. We were like, ooh, it's sparkly.
I'm just gonna put it on my head and in my mouth.
Yeah. All over my earrings.
If I was an alien, I would have left too.
Dude, can you imagine extraterrestrials, how they view us? Okay.
Do you think aliens are real?
I do.
Okay.
Do you guys think aliens are real?
Yeah.
I want to know down in the comment section. Right. Do you think aliens are real?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
I do.
High five for the second time.
I do because
that's why we're married.
Because the universe is infinite.
It is infinite. So there is absolutely no way that we're the only beings.
It's not 0% until you explore every inch of the universe and then conclude.
Yes.
There's nobody else.
Okay, but isn't it the weirdest concept that us as humans, we know less about our oceans than we do about outer space?
There's no way that's true.
Yes, it is.
There's no way.
We know scientifically, we know less about our ocean and the creatures that live within than we do about the entire solar system.
How could that possibly be, though?
Because there are literally spaces in the ocean that are so far, like deep, that there's no way for us or even machinery to go down there. And
but we can't get a lot of places in space.
But there are just like, there are different types of machinery that they can use to like zoom in. We have a lot more ability to see what's going on using telescopic resources.
Right.
And I feel like those types of things are not available, for us to go down. And when you're in the depths of the ocean, there's literally no light. There's nothing. So it's so hard to navigate and to explore. But it is true, honey, that we know less about our fucking oceans that we literally be swimming in and wading in our vacation time.
Right.
But we know so much more about outer space.
To me, the thing is, I think we have to know more about what's in the ocean because we know what kind of life can be found in the ocean because it's water and salt water. So we have an idea of what kind of life can be found in there. In space,
no, that's not true.
There's a limit though, like you know.
Baby, but that's not true though. Do you know how many creatures that have been washed on shore that scientists have never even seen before because they mutate down there? So well,
the first thing that comes from space was I've never seen this shit before.
But it's true. But it is. I want to say that I've seen percentages that are so out of this world. About how little we know about the actual creatures that live in the ocean.
I mean, we probably know less about the creatures in the rainforest.
Right.
But
do you remember that other documentary that we were watching about rainforest creatures and pretty much everything we had never even known it existed?
Yeah, we'll watch any documentary pretty much.
Oh my God, we're such documentary buffs. Let me know the ins and outs, and I'm so about that life. Yeah. But I feel like there is so much more to be explored in space, obviously. Mm-hmm. But it is fact. You can look it up if you want to on your own time.
Because the universe is infinite, so how could you possibly know what you don't even know about space?
But I think they're just talking about our galaxy.
And also,
just our galaxy.
If you think about it, humans looking for life in space is kind of limited because we're looking for the conditions that only we know about that life can exist. Like, what if there's some other life forms out there that can exist
without
different
oxygen,
situations?
Without water, without
what if
certain types of temperatures? Yeah, I thought about that too.
Can't rule that out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We can't even comprehend how infinite.
Let's kind of narrow it down though. Do you feel like there are other beings within our galaxy, within the Milky Way, the Milky Way?
I don't know. Within our galaxy, I don't know.
So do you feel like we may be the only beings here?
It's possible. Yeah, possible.
I feel like we're not.
That's possible too.
And here's why. Because of the documentaries that David has been watching. If you guys haven't watched these documentaries, you definitely should.
They're fun.
They're so interesting. But there are so many pieces of evidence, I feel like, that are backed by the possibility of extraterrestrials or something else, someone else coming with our ancestors, like building the pyramids and building these huge 10-ton statues. And when they look at the types of things that they were building back then to help with their building process and construction, they specifically, just knowing the apparatuses that they would create.
Apparati,
is that the plural?
I don't know.
The apparati knowing what they used back then, like rope, this type of wood, this and that, it just scientifically speaking, there's no way that they would have been able to lift 10 tons, or like for a human to even cut such perfect size bricks. It's like it was created by like a laser, you know what I mean? And there are like so many different instances and examples of these crazy statues that it's so evident that it's not handmade, or it was not hand placed there. There's no way that a human being could have done that, or even hundreds of us, you know what I mean? Because like I know that obviously there was slave work involved in creating the pyramids,
like in Egypt.
Yes, in Egypt. But there are certain places that it's not just the pyramids, there are just certain statues and certain other like ritualistic places that do have the buildings where the bricks and everything are just so perfect, and so precise, and literally every single one is exactly the same size and is exactly like, you know what I mean? And there's no way when everything else was like carved out, and it's just the imperfection of it is beautiful because it's imperfect. But these other things that are perfect, that are created that way and that are like 10 tons heavy, how do you even explain that? But you had like 10,000 men just moving this one thing?
Maybe that's why it took forever to build.
But like there are certain places, you remember that spot that it was like a ritualistic spot, and like not many people went there. Not many people were allowed there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so there were just like archaeologists and historians that were kind of going into the history of that. I know you remember this. Maybe I'm just, reminding you because I remember things better. But they did say that, according to the history there, that like everyday common folk were not allowed in places like that, even for the construction. And that, there are just so many different like little examples of like Egyptians and some of these, ancient ancestors that kind of give little hints here and there, and even their hieroglyphics and their drawings and their arts back then, and their carvings that kind of lean towards extraterrestrials that were there. It's crazy. Sorry, I just took over your your interest.
The thing that convinces me the most that aliens probably exist, or especially ancient aliens, is the fact that all these civilizations and cultures thousands of miles on opposite ends of the world never met each other, never contacted each other, and they all have the same sort of mythology, the same sort of like
rituals,
religious
beliefs,
experience, creation story, like of gods descending from the sky. I think there's something to be said about that so many civilizations would have a similar story.
Yeah, because it's not like back then you had like John flying over here and like talking about what's going on over there, and they're like, hey, what's up, like what's going on your neck of the woods, like nobody was passing things back and forth, you know.
So it's not like somebody had like a movie or a book and they're like, oh, okay, I got it from that.
Right.
To me, I mean, there's probably some some truth to it. Are there any conspiracy theories that you firmly believe in that maybe other people don't?
Like conspiracy theories overall?
Yeah.
Are you asking if I'm a foil head? Is that what they're called?
I never heard that.
A foil hat? What is it? Like the foil head?
Tinfoil?
Tinfoil hat.
I didn't know there was a slur for it.
It's not a slur. Is it a slur?
It sounds pretty slurry.
It's not. It's not, though. I hope not. It's not my intention at all. But I do believe in some conspiracies, I think.
Which ones?
Let me think here. Which are the ones that I believe in?
What about DIA?
Let's talk about DIA. Okay. I do believe something sketch is going on with DIA. I don't know if people are hitting the nail on the head exactly, because there are explanations for certain things. I just don't understand why it's so fucking huge. You and I have been there 1,000,001 times, obviously. And it just, the amount of, it is an international airport. Yeah. But it is large. It is the biggest airport in the entire United of the States. Here.
It's also one of the busiest, though.
Here. But then there isn't just that. There's the fact, if you guys don't know anything about DIA, that's Denver International Airport. And Denver as a whole, let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Had an original airport in Stapleton. Do you remember this?
Yes. Which, by the way, is pretty much like if the airport was right next door to your house.
Pretty much,
like planes would be trying to merge on the highway with you and shit. Like, look it up. There's pictures where it looks like the fucking planes like just driving on the highway with you. They had to move it.
So they decide to move it in the middle of fucking nowhere, which is fine because they wanted a bigger airport. But they had, it was in the billions. I know that for the construction of this
because
and
they
the
built
budget.
the original buildings, and then they said that there was a mistake or something like that. And then they buried those buildings.
So that's the part that I don't get. Why would that be the best route to go? Like, you've worked construction.
Yeah.
When you guys fuck up in construction, do you just bury the shit? Do you just bury the whole building?
No,
bury the whole
we've never
wing?
just been like, just bury this shit. Pretend like,
pretend like
we're just gonna build on top of this building.
Oops, we're just gonna 10 feet higher.
No, we've never messed up an entire building.
Is that not the weirdest fucking thing?
It is weird.
The fact that those buildings still exist, they're buried, and then there are huge tunnels underneath the airport, which so many people say was supposed to be for like an electronic baggage claim type of situation that they planned, and then it didn't work out. But that doesn't make any sense either because of how these tunnels are created.
Well,
and
I think they use them to run the bags from the planes back and forth from the planes to the baggage claim.
I'm pretty sure like the whole underground is not just a huge winding conveyor belt. Like, there's so much open space like that has been recorded down there that's literally just hallways.
What kind of nefarious plans do you think that
I feel like it could be like a bunker for the president of the United States? It could be like a place for, senators or, higher ups to hide out.
Yeah.
It could be a military base of some sort that's secret, or going down the conspiracy hole. It could also be a future place for like, a place to hold people. And that's what people are afraid of. Like, there is kind of like, from the aerial view of DIA, there is a bit of like a swastika vibe to it. Yeah, have you seen
that
it?
picture? Yeah.
Okay, like
with the runways.
Yeah, with the runways, and they just, it is a little, but it's not exactly identical. But people have kind of made the comparison and the connection there. But they also say that there's barbed wire fence around the entire place, but the barbed wire is facing inward instead of outward,
like as if it was to keep people in.
Yeah. And I think that was debunked somehow.
I was going to say, I think that ended up being
so
fake.
I think that that's fake. But when I heard that, I was like, hold it. But then I had to do some research, and that's why it's so important not to just believe anything. But, logistically speaking, I come from a way bigger city. I know people that come from way bigger cities that could really use a bigger, more functional airport, such as DIA. I just don't know.
Dallas has a big airport.
Not as big as DIA. No, baby, DIA is the biggest airport in the United States.
The biggest?
Baby, the biggest. And it's not just by a little bit. It's by a shit ton.
Maybe like
on average, airports are not that big.
Like land-wise, how big it is?
No, the building too.
Like
and
square
also
footage?
the fact that, the big white tents that you guys built with that kind of create oxygen for inside.
Yeah.
People kind of felt like that was weird too. That like literally the building itself breathes, you guys. It is so fucking weird. Like when you don't notice it when you're there. It doesn't feel fresh. It feels like a refrigerator kind of. Like,
I'll tell you this, DIA by far the nicest airport that I've been in.
It is, but I will tell you this, okay? I went to Dallas for the first time, like going home from here when I was like 14, 15, and I got lost in DIA because DIA does have like a train system.
Oh yeah.
That you have to get on in order to get to your baggage claim. So it's not
really
it's not a long. It's super, but like why? So it didn't make any sense. Dallas DFW is not like that. Any other airport is not like that. So I wasn't used to getting on a train. So I ended up going a different route. I didn't even follow everybody. I was so young, and I ended up literally walking the entire way. And it was so many hallways, babe. With like
you can walk. So you can walk instead of taking the train?
Yes.
I did not know
swear
that.
and I was walking for so long all by myself through these hallways that like had so many unmarked doors. And then finally, like, I ended up finding like a random help desk, and he was just like in some random little entrance, and he was like, yeah, you're kind you're kind of far, like you didn't get on the train. And I was like, no, I don't know what that is. After that, I never made that mistake again. But when I tell you that, I think it was just how, because they're not regular size hallways, they are like jumbo width hallways.
Yeah.
Huge, you guys. And no like plaques on the doors kind of like meshing with the gray wall. Like it was just, it felt eerie. Like it just didn't, there were no people. Like if you,
I bet. Because I didn't even know you could go that way.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't, I mean, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, what are all these doors? Like, this isn't being used for like airport purposes, obviously.
There's a lot of military here in Colorado, so I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know if it's as dastardly as people make it out to be.
I don't think it's as bad, yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of military something going on with it.
Do you feel like the murals in there are a little weird?
The murals are weird. They are. I think, did they take some of them down? I thought I saw something like that they took some of them down, but
not that I'm aware of.
The murals are kind of weird and creepy. The
murals are still there.
And the horse Lucifer that you see on the way into the airport is definitely creepy. And people want to get rid of it, but I'm like,
no, you guys should get the fuck rid of it.
Why?
Okay, first of all, you know how I feel about statues.
Yeah, that's true.
I cannot do statues.
Nikki
I don't care. I just can't.
Terrified of statues.
I cannot do statues. Secondly,
like little statues too. Like
no, it doesn't matter.
What made you develop that fear for statues?
The story about me going to my friend's birthday party at Six Flags when I was like 10. She was my best friend, and we were there during her birthday was during this month.
Yeah.
And it was like, the Fright Fest type of shit. And we were sitting there. My aunt told us to, sit there and wait for her. She was going to the ATM, like right there. And so we sat there. There was a scarecrow on the left of me and some other whatever. And me and my best friend were just talking, and he was just there. And it was like a little garden area right there with some cement around it. We were sitting there, and
what?
It was like a garden area with
some
cement.
Oh,
ew!
I was like, whoa. So let's just skip right past
with
that.
Cement around it. Right. And so we were sitting right there. That's so fair. He was like in the garden. Yeah. So I didn't notice him. Babe, he fucking started moving. And not only did he start moving, like the minute that he saw that I was scared because it caught me off guard, he started chasing us around that shit. And never again. Never. And then I've seen, movies where statues come to life. And then when I see huge ass statues, I'm like, if your ass
so you wouldn't want to go
life,
see the Lincoln Monument then?
No. No,
really?
Babe. I had a chance to go on a field trip when I was a kid to go. Well, no.
Wow.
I straight up told my mom I don't want to go.
That's crazy.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
You know what? I was talking to my aunt the other day, and she was like telling me that when I was a kid, I used to be terrified of flies. Like deathly afraid of flies, and I was like a little kid, like Ezra's age.
A fly.
Like like Ezra's age. And I was like, shoot. I was like, Ezra sees a fly, and he goes, like today there was a fly that flew by, and he goes, "I'm gonna kill you, fly."
Yeah, I killed the fly. I killed the fly. No.
Try to smack it, hit it.
He don't care. He's just so annoyed with them. And like I've taught him flies are nasty because they are disgusting. And when they land on anything, they're just bringing bacteria anyway. So he's heard me go off about them. So he's like, ew. And he will straight up kill a fly. Julian has caught flies in midair. You have. Ezra has killed flies before. Like he don't care.
Yeah, we be fucking flies up.
Yeah. I don't deal with flies in my house. I can't. They're so disgusting. Did you guys know that they like secrete their own vomit and then they eat that shit?
I was gonna say they shit and throw up every time they land, right?
Yeah, babe. And like that whole thing that they do like this, when you see
they're washing their hands when they're done. No.
It's just them being fucking, like, I just see them being like, man, like,
like up to no good.
Like, I'm going to land on all your shit with all my shit on me.
What about the fly that landed on Pence's head? Did you see that
my gosh, during the debate?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? I kept
just
hearing about it because I didn't get to see it in real time. Yeah. So then I wanted to see the highlights. That fly stood on him for
like 2 minutes straight, didn't move.
I did not.
Just chilling, just vibing out.
I could not understand why everybody was making a big deal about it until I saw the highlights and I saw this big, it wasn't even like a regular size fly. It was a big ass fly, like very juicy fly.
It's probably like some other fly at home watching on TV like, That motherfucker really did it.
Yeah, he's like, that's my cousin. That's my cousin.
He really did it. He said he's gonna do it. The crazy son of a bitch did it. Wow.
I'm telling you, flies have been ridiculous this year.
Yeah.
2020 has
Remember
been
moths?
such a shit year.
At the beginning of was it summer? Like right in spring, the moths were really bad.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, it was like something out of a scary movie.
Like, there are so many of them.
They come out of the reef.
It was like
if
on
you
a
like
cartoon.
move your car, they were coming out from all underneath.
Yeah,
like
it was like on a cartoon where like they come, they like form a hand, and like flip you off.
Yeah.
Like it was a ton of them. That shit was crazy.
It was really bad.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. Hey, did you see that big ass dust cloud that was like flying over Denver the other day?
No.
It looked like some Armageddon shit.
Really?
Yeah, like Jesus was coming back. Like just a big dark ass cloud in the sky, like just rolling.
Why would Jesus come back on a dark cloud? He would never.
What's wrong with the dark cloud?
He would never.
What do you think is why?
He's the light.
I just
don't think that he would come like on a dark cloud. I feel like he would come like on a regular white ass cloud. You know what I mean?
Oh, that white on white cloud.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, I would have went
We
more.
are cutting that
I
out.
would more matte black myself, but hey, you're Jesus. You know.
That's just how I always.
I'm not gonna criticize you too much, Jesus.
That's how I always imagined it, but like whatever.
No, I agree. No, but it just looks scary, like that shit just rolling.
How about the devils coming
from the sky?
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I guess he did fall. He did fall from heaven.
Yeah. No. Shoot. No, I didn't get to see that.
It was crazy, pretty scary looking.
Hey, speaking of scary, I want to know what you guys have been watching as far as scary movies, because I feel like we've gone through every fucking thing on Netflix. Mm-hmm. But there is a series that really got me, and it's really hard to scare me, so hard. And it's anything psychological. Like I feel like thrillers get me more than anything. But there's a series on Netflix called The Haunting, and you watched it with me. Do you remember?
The Haunting of
just The Haunting.
The Bly Manor.
No. The first one. The Haunting
Hill House.
Of Hill House.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Okay, so this is kind of like by the same creators. That one got me. The Haunting of Hill House. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you guys are, scary movie buffs, you should watch that because it really got me. And I'm talking about for weeks after it really got me. So there's this new series out right now called The Haunting of Bly Manor that we are currently watching. David isn't. He just falls asleep. I don't even know why you're sitting here telling me that you want to watch it with me.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Because literally the minute I put it on, within 10 minutes, he's just like,
hold on. Wait,
and it's
that doesn't
such
mean that
a
I don't
good
like
show.
It though. I did the same thing with Game of Thrones.
Okay, but like, do you know how hard it is for me to finish a series with you?
Not that hard.
It is too, because I have to keep rewatching episodes because you fell asleep. Anyways, girl, it is so good. You wouldn't know.
First of all, I do want to watch Bly Manor.
What are you on, episode 1? And we started watching this like 4 days ago?
I'm on episode 2.
That's cute.
It's really good from what I've seen so far.
How good it is. It's very good.
I know, and
so good.
Nikki will spoil it for me because she doesn't want to rewatch it.
Yeah, I just give her a quick synopsis because I'm not gonna, baby. I don't make you rewatch stuff because, like,
That's not true. You have fallen asleep on me a lot.
Hold up. Before we go on with this conversation, I need to call you out about something, and I want everybody's opinion because I want to know if I was truly the one tripping. Do you have a special show or shows that you watch with your significant other all the time, and just, things that you guys come home to watch together? Like for us, it was always Supernatural, right?
Yes,
okay,
of
cool.
Course.
So since the beginning of all time between David and Nikki, since we've been together, we have also watched another show called South Park. And I have been watching South Park since I was a little girl with my brother. And then when I met David, we continued to watch it and we've always loved it. Well, of course, South Park is known for their specials. So the pandemic special dropped. And David was, Ezra, you do act like Ezra. David was at work and he decided that he was just going to go ahead. Meanwhile, I'm at home. I did not watch the special without him. He was at work, girl, watching the special with his friend, didn't even tell me, and then came home and said, oh yeah, that shit was funny.
Okay.
That shit was funny. Hold on,
wait a minute.
Oh yeah, it was so funny. Literally, I debated divorce in that moment because I was like, hold up, did you really just hurt me like that? You know that's our show. How you gonna go ahead and try to explain it?
It is a show that we watched, but it wasn't like a show that we were heavily invested to in that. Like, I didn't think
that's because they hadn't come out with anything new in a minute.
But I didn't think that South Park was under the category of don't watch without the other person.
Have we always watched South Park together? Especially new specials?
I don't know.
The specials. What do you mean you don't know?
I was just minding my own business.
I don't want to hear about you were just minding your own business. I was minding my own business. If somebody asked me to watch our show together or something that I knew that you would want to watch with me, I would say no. I have.
I did at first. I did.
So you knew that it was wrong because you did say no at first.
No, that's just my preference, but I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't even care about whether or not you wanted to see it with me?
I didn't know if you were going to.
You were so rude.
I wasn't trying to keep it from you.
Baby, you didn't even tell me. You just, when you got home, you were like, oh yeah, that shit was so funny. Like,
I forgot.
Okay, well then, I'll forget with Bly Manor 2 and everything else.
What? You're going to forget what?
With Bly Manor, with the Haunting of Bly Manor, and I'm going to forget with everything else. What else have we watched? Oh, any, Ancient Aliens.
No.
Any, Rick and Morty. Any of those things. You know what? I didn't know that those were special shows. I didn't know that those were don't watch without me shows.
I've been very clear on what shows are special. Okay, that we cannot watch.
Maybe a show that has the word special in it. Maybe you should watch it with somebody that's special to you.
All right, fine.
I was so hurt. I'm so salty about that.
I'm sorry.
Because then I watched it and then he's there and he already knows what happened. Like, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
I rewatch stuff with you all the time.
I don't want you to rewatch anything with me, baby. I want you to experience it with me.
Me too.
Moving on.
Moving on to what? All right, what about the moon landing? Do you think the moon landing?
Let's talk about divorce. So, you know how Cardi B and Offset were supposed to divorce? And you know how you said that you didn't think they were going to be together for that long? Well, they got back together.
No, I said that they'd probably be back together by the time we made another video.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're back together. I know you don't care, but Cardi B and Offset are back together. Everybody's giving Cardi B like so much shit because he keeps cheating and stuff. So,
do you think they should be together?
No.
Shade.
But like she got on her IG stories. Shut up. And she was like, it's just like really hard to not talk to your best friend. And I guess I get that. Mm-hmm. But honestly, you wouldn't be my best friend no more if you did some shit like that to me. Like, fuck that. We're not best friends no more. Fuck that friendship. All the way down. Like, just fuck it. Just stomp it out. Don't fucking talk about it. Like, we are not best friends. Fuck you. Like, I would never, ever, ever talk to you again. I could never, ever. Just not even ever. Like, just, I don't even know how she can even look at him, you know? Would you be able to look at me if I cheated on you and you knew it? More than once. Yeah, would you be able to, like, ojos? You know what I mean?
The whole world knew?
Yeah, and the whole world knew.
Ooh, that'd be tough.
And then he took me back.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
And then I cheated again.
That would be tough. Yeah, I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know.
Crazy. So people have been giving her
shit. Why do you think she keeps going back?
Yeah, just because, you know, like it is hard to let go of somebody that you love so much and that you're used to having around. But girl, I'm just my anger would suffice. It's fine. I don't need to see any of that anymore. Okay. I would cut my feelings off right then and there. So that's the latest in celebrity gossip. Now that you care.
Seems like a very dry week for celebrity gossip.
Yeah, man.
What is the first thing you want to do once COVID is over?
I want to travel.
Okay.
I literally want to travel to like somewhere in Europe. I want to go to like Italy. I want to go to Spain. I want to go to, you know, like what we've always planned. I just want to travel. Right now I don't feel safe to travel. What about you?
Probably travel.
That would be the first thing?
First thing right away, maybe go to a movie.
You would go to the movies?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I honestly just love being in my own element. Like at the drive-in, I like being in my own truck. I like being in my own blankets. I like having my own pillows, you know?
I love the drive-in.
Yeah, it's so nice. I feel like I kind of got like a little bit too comfortable and now going to a theater, like I'm just like, I don't really feel like, you know, I don't feel like behaving here, you know. I want to like, you know, just be chilling and look however I want to look and have my blankets and my pillows and stuff.
Do you think the drive-in will be open during the winter? No. Probably not.
No, we're running short on time. We got a few more showings left and I think they're gonna close for the season. Yeah. So that's how we've been seeing movies so far, is by going to the drive-in, because we don't have to be around anybody else. But I mean, I don't mind that. And also the movie theater, even before all this happened, you know this about me, it used to gross me out, just the seats, because they're fabric. And like I used to see like white shit on the headrest of fabric seats, where like it's like people's dandruff and shit. I'm like, ugh. I used to just bring a hoodie, not to wear it, just to place it over the chair, because you know, I'm weird like that. I just, no thanks. People puro pedos all in the seat that you're sitting in.
Or about those people that take off their shoes at the movie theater.
Oh my god, I gotta tell the story about somebody doing that to my mom, and I damn near jumped over this fucking chair and beat the shit out of this girl for calling my mom
I
a
remember
bitch.
that.
And
I wasn't there, but...
And then she had her foot up near my mom's head, and then, you know, the whole altercation happened, and we started yelling and cussing at each other, and I was about to jump over that fucking chair, and like I was literally like already on the chair, and my mom was like pulling me down, and she's sitting up there fucking yelling, got so much to say. And then when the theater person came in, or like security came in, all of a sudden she has a heart condition, and that's why she had to have her foot up, because she needed it elevated because she had a heart condition. It literally made no sense. I was like, oh, you sitting up here talking so much shit over here telling me that you're gonna whoop my ass, but you got a heart condition now?
So the cure for her heart condition was
to put her feet up near my mama's face. Yes, and she took her shoes off and put her feet up near my mama's face. Like right here. Just so rude. And then the dude that she was with was over there talking shit to me. Baby.
How do you even find these people, man?
They just always cross paths with me.
I just be going about my day, and I never have these kind of
what happened in Miami with that chick trying to grab your hand. You see how out of nowhere that is?
Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we were on our way to a date. I am not trying to beef with nobody. We are not at a club. There's no reason for that type of person to come into my life. But for some fucking reason, there's always stupid people that come into like just contact with me somehow. Just the most, and that's why I have the stories that I do. But see, I'm glad people that are in my personal life, they've seen it. You have seen it happen so many times where like it's just the most like the fuck is why, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
That's why I used to fight all the time.
I see.
I was just fighting all the time.
Shit.
Because bitches, just girls be trying it. They just always be trying it. So, and I always come across the rudest people. What do you think is the rudest encounter that you've ever had? Like somebody that was so rude to you that you couldn't even believe it.
It's usually involves some sort of racial thing. Somebody assuming I don't speak English kind of thing, or assuming that I'm like some sort of drywaller or painter. Or another time in Wyoming, when I was working in Casper, Wyoming, I went to Burger King, and Burger King, the guy that was working the register, just flat out refused to serve me and my cousin. We're the only like Hispanic people in there. They just flat out refused to serve us.
Like they didn't talk to you, or did they say sir?
Would not even acknowledge us.
What?
Straight up.
What?
Yeah.
How did that work? Like when you went up to the counter?
It's just like somebody ignoring you, like right in your face. Yeah.
How did you even keep your composure?
Because I didn't want
calling corporate, the news station. Like
it's Wyoming. Nobody in Wyoming is gonna care. It's in Wyoming. Nobody cares in Wyoming.
That is, I don't do well in those types of situations. I don't give a fuck if it's Timbuktu. I don't care if you've never seen my kind around these parts in your life. You're gonna serve me.
I was like,
because that's your fucking job. Oh hell no.
I was like, I don't really want Burger King that bad, anyways.
I mean, it is a burger, but it's a principle of the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't like that. Can we talk about, just a change in course here really fast, of how sweet you are? You, even though we are down here at 10:30 in the evening, you still made me dinner with candlelight and wine before we came down here. How sweet of you. What made you do that?
It was our date night.
We have other date nights. You've never done that.
I don't know. I've done it before.
It's been a long time.
Whatever.
But I really, really enjoyed it. And I really appreciate it.
I'm glad you did.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you for my flowers this week too. So like, I guess my question to you is, what did you do?
Why has it always got to be that?
Because it's just been like,
I get you flowers all the time.
Even like when you brought home the flowers, even my mom was like, "Ooh, what'd he do?" I was like, "Nothing."
No, I just
He just loved me. But then you made me dinner and candlelight and like, you know what I mean, some wine. So like, are you sure?
Well, because I miss being able to really go out to restaurants because we don't really go out to restaurants, right?
Yeah.
Because of COVID. So
always fucking.
I don't know. I've been wanting lately to go to a nice restaurant like Ocean Prime or Del Frisco's. You know, I've been wanting to go to like a restaurant like that, and we just haven't been able to do that. And so instead of spending the whole date night just working, well, before we go down there, let's just have some dinner together. Because usually when we eat dinner, like we have the kids running around, so we're just kind of either I'm just like scarfing this shit down real quick, or you just kind of distracted and you're not eating because you're dealing with the babies. So I figured tonight, since we don't have the babies, might be a good night to just sit down and eat dinner and just not have to worry about the kids and shit like that.
Yeah, this straight up is our date nights all the time. We just come down here. But that was very sweet of you, and I really appreciated it, even though I had to kind of stop for potty training in between. But you know what? The thought was there.
I know. Yeah, and we had to hear your mom fighting with Ezra the whole time. So
having a 2-year-old is really, babe. It really.
He's tough, but
yeah, he is.
I think that's gonna do it for today for us.
Yeah.
We've had a long week. We've had a long weekend.
If our energy levels are a little bit low.
A little bit more chill. I mean, because we've been dealing with yelling and screaming all week, so this is kind of a nice change of pace for us to be able to just chill. Yes. And not have to worry about that shit.
And I promise I'm not trying to be fake.
Yeah, it's very.
I'm not ever gonna let that go.
I feel like the calmer you get, the faker you're getting.
Right? So I'm just not being myself. I'm not being my authentic self.
So you have to try to fight somebody.
Right? Find somebody for me.
Or get jumped by somebody.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just got to make the circumstances happen.
Yeah. If you guys like this video, please make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you can be notified of when we post a new video every Monday. Obviously, podcast is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If there's any other platform you guys would like to have the podcast on, comment down below, and I promise you we'll take a look at it, and if enough people want it there, then we'll put it there. So we want to bring it to you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Hisxhers pod, and it's the same on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at David Cisneros. That's Sisneros. I'll leave it right here. And you can follow Nikki. She got new handles. I got tired of being at Nikki_Glamour on Twitter, so I changed it to at the Nikki Glamour on Twitter, on TikTok, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's just the same Nikki Glamour. I update you guys every single day on my IG stories, especially, so make sure you guys give me a follow over there. But we love y'all. Thank y'all for being here for episode 6 of the His and Hers podcast. Oh, go ahead. I just want to say to everybody that responded to my post on Instagram about my mom, I really appreciate that a lot. It means a lot coming from you guys to have that amount of support from people that never knew my mom. And I'm very thankful. I know she'd be thrilled and appreciated. I bet. So thank you guys for making that a special day for us. Yeah, you guys have absolutely no idea how much that meant to us and how much it means to David especially. Yes. So thank you guys for caring, and thank you guys for investing time and just love into us and our story and our family, the ones that are here and the ones that are not. But happy birthday, Tracy, who is my mother-in-law, who is David's mother. She would have been 50. And so happy birthday to her. And thank you guys for being here. We hope you guys enjoyed episode 6. Maybe got some laundry done or dishes or were productive during this time. And we'll see you guys again next week on Monday to start off your week right. We love you guys, and we will see y'all very soon. Yep.